Hello, my friends. Welcome to today's English listening practice. In this video, you will hear clear, slow, and simple English. Just relax, listen carefully, and try to repeat after me. Every day, small practice will make your English strong. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Listening and shadowing practice. Today, we will follow the story of Alex, a 28-year-old man who lives in a small town. Through his daily life, his fears, his small steps, and his courage, you will learn not only English words, but also life lessons. Here is how you can practice. First, just listen. Then, listen again and shadow. Repeat after me slowly. Finally, relax and enjoy the story. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. Let's begin the journey of Alex. Part 1. Beginning of the journey. Alex is 28 years old. He lives in a small town close to the hills. Every day feels the same. He wakes up, eats breakfast, goes to work, comes back home, and sleeps. Work, home, sleep. Work, home, sleep. One morning, Alex looks at the mirror. He whispers to himself, "Is this all? Is this my whole life?" He feels something deep inside. A soft voice says, "You need change, even small change." So, Alex opens his drawer. He takes out a small notebook. On the first page, he writes, "The Promise Notebook. Every week, I will try something new." He smiles a little. For the first time in many weeks, he feels a spark. Part 2. First small changes. The next week, Alex makes a small decision. Instead of taking the bus to work, he will walk. At first, it feels strange. The air is cool. The streets are quiet. He hears birds singing. He sees children going to school, dogs running, and a baker opening his shop. Step by step, Alex feels lighter. Walking is slow, but it wakes up his mind. At work, Alex usually stays silent, but that day he decides to speak. He says hello to his colleague Daniela. Daniela smiles back. They talk for a few minutes about coffee and the weather. It is a small conversation, but for Alex, it is big. He writes in his notebook, "Week 1, I walked to work. I spoke to Daniela. Small, but good." Alex feels proud. Not because he did something huge, but because he started. Part 3. Meeting a wise stranger. A few days later, Alex decides to take a longer walk after work. He follows a small path along the hills near his town. The sun is soft and the sky is painted with orange and pink. As he walks, he notices an old man sitting on a wooden bench. His hair is white, his face has many wrinkles, but his eyes are bright and warm. Alex feels curious and sits next to him. The old man smiles and says, "Hello, young man. Beautiful evening, isn't it?" Alex nods. "My name is Alex," he says. "And you?" "I'm Mr. Carter. I am 75 years old," the man replies. "I sit here every evening to watch the hills and think about life." Alex asks, "What do you think about?" Mr. Carter points at the hills and the flowing river below. He says slowly, "Life moves like this river, sometimes calm, sometimes fast, but always forward. Patience is key. Strength comes when you accept change. Alex listens carefully. He feels a quiet truth in these words. They talk for a while. Mr. Carter shares stories about his youth, about mistakes he made, and lessons he learned. He says, most people talk too much and listen too little. But if you truly listen to yourself, to others, to the world, you will learn how to grow. Alex writes in his notebook that night, Week 2. I listened to Mr. Carter. Life teaches quietly. I learned patience and strength. Walking home, Alex notices the sound of leaves under his feet. He sees the river reflecting the sunset. He feels calm. He begins to understand that small, quiet moments carry great lessons. Part 4. Facing Fear, Public Speaking. A few weeks later, Alex faces a new challenge at work. Every Friday, his team has a small meeting. Usually, Alex listens quietly. He never speaks in front of others. But today, he remembers his promise. Try something new every week. Alex raises his hand. His heart beats fast. His palms are sweaty. A voice in his head whispers, "You will make a mistake. People will laugh." Alex takes a deep breath. He stands up. My idea is, he begins softly first. Then his voice grows stronger. He shares a short idea about a new project. He speaks clearly, step by step. When he finishes, there is a moment of silence. Then his manager smiles. That's a great idea, Alex. Let's explore it further. Alex feels warmth in his chest. He writes in his notebook, Week 3. I spoke in the meeting. Courage is doing something even when you are afraid. He learns an important lesson. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is a sign that you are growing. Every time you face it, it loses its power. That evening, Alex walks home slowly. The sun sets behind the hills. He notices the wind, the birds, the quiet streets. He smiles. Even small victories feel big when you are learning to be brave. Part 5. Failure and Growth. A few weeks after his public speaking success, Alex decides to try something completely new, a painting class. He has always admired art, but he has never picked up a brush. On the first day, he paints with bright colors. The shapes are unclear. The colors mix in strange ways. Even the teacher looks puzzled. Alex feels frustrated. He thinks, maybe I am not good at this. Maybe I should quit. But then he remembers his promise. It's not about succeeding. It's about trying. The next painting is a little better. The third one improves slowly. By the fourth, he feels a small joy, even though it is far from perfect. He writes in his notebook, Week 4. I failed, but I tried. Failure is a teacher. Alex realizes an important lesson. Growth is not always about success. Every mistake teaches something new. Every small step matters. That evening, Alex looks at his first messy painting. He smiles. It is a reminder that trying is more important than being perfect. Part 6. Self-kindness and patience. Alex notices something about himself. He is often too hard on himself. He wants to grow fast, to improve quickly, and to succeed every day. One evening, after a long day, he looks in the mirror. "Why am I not better yet?" he asks himself. Then he remembers Mr. Carter's words. "You cannot shout at a flower to grow faster. Give it water, sunlight, and time." Alex smiles. He writes a letter to himself. "I forgive myself for mistakes. I thank myself for trying. I will be patient and kind to myself." The next morning, he walks to work slowly. He notices the cool wind, the sunlight, and even the sound of the leaves. He smiles